me during all these problems that you're doing tonight is your setup, how you set up your proportion, right? How do you set up this? So in this case, first, actually, question one is a little bit different. It says there are 30 girls and boys in the picnic. The ratio is 3 girls to 7 boys. So how many boys are there? So there's two ways of doing this problem. First one, we can set up a part to total ratio. So we want to know how many boys there are, right? So there are 7 boys. And what's the total? Well, total is 10. 10 kids, right? Actually, all right, I'll just write 10 total. And then on the other side, I'm going to write boys on top and total at the bottom. Now, the other piece of information that we have is that there are 30 kids at the picnic. Well, this one, you don't have to cross multiply. Look, it's so easy, right? 10 times 3 is 30, so on the top is times 3. So how many boys are at the picnic? 21. The other one, and I like the other one. I don't know why, but I like the other ones. I write this ratio here. There are 3 girls, 3 girls, 7 boys, and then I write the total. It's easier and then there's a total of 10. Then on the other side, I'm going to write my information. Girls, boys, and total. So the other information that I have is that when the picnic has 30 people in total, how many girls and how many boys? Well, they didn't ask us for the girls, but we can still find it out. So what's the relationship here? Well, everything increased by a factor of 3. So times 3, times 3, times 3. 7 times 3 is 21, so there's 21 boys, and 3 times 3, there's 9 girls. And notice that this way we can actually confirm in a way, because we can add the number of girls for the number of boys, and you'll see that there's a total of 30. I like this way. Now, either way is fine, though. Okay. So important, labeling everything, okay, and then finding the relationship. So here, first thing, 12 miles is approximately 6 kilometers. So 12 miles, right? For every 12 miles, you get 6 kilometers. And that's my first piece of information. So on this side, I'm going to write miles on top and kilometers at the bottom. So 12 miles is 6 kilometers, 18, and I'm going to change colors here. I'm going to put 18 over here. Now, there's a lot of things you can do here. You can cross-multiply. You can find the relationship. But because we haven't cross-multiplied, I'm going to do that. I'll put an X over here. If you cross-multiply, we get 12 times X times X. And then 18 times 6, which I'll tell you what it is in a second, which is 108. So remember last year, right, this was a one-step equation, so you have to divide by 12. Divide by 12. 12 divided by 12 is 1, and we get X, 1X. And 108 divided by 12, we get 9. So what is this? So we have, if you write the ratio again, 12 miles is 6 kilometers. 18 miles, right, is how many kilometers? 9 kilometers, and that's your answer right here. Okay. Now there's a part 2 here, so we did this one, so let me cross this out. That's done. Now we're going to do the second part. How many miles are equal to 42 kilometers? So let's set up our ratio again. So 12 miles, right? The ratio of 12 miles to 6 kilometers. On the other side, I write miles on top, kilometers at the bottom. And now we have 42 kilometers. Where do I put that? Well, I put it over here. If you want to cross-multiply, right, cross-multiply these two and cross-multiply these two, you can. But when it's easy, or easier, you can find a relationship. 6 times, what's 40 times 7, right? So on the top here, we're going to multiply times 7. 12 times 7, and let me just erase this guy here. 12 times 7 is 84. So 42 kilometers, it's about 84 miles. Really not true, but a lot more than that. But just for the point of this problem, let's just keep that. 5 pizza costs $60. Okay, 5 pizzas. Write your ratio, right? 5 pizza costs $60. On the other side, we're going to write pizza on top. Money at the bottom. And now we want to know, what about 9 pizzas? How much will we pay? Well, we'll put the 9 here. Well, for this one, if you look, 5 times what equals 9? Well, not really a whole number, right? That's not like 5 times 2 or 5 times 3. That's not going to work. So here I'm going to put x. We're going to cross multiply. So cross multiply these two. 5 times x is 5x. 60 times 9 is 540. Now we divide by 5. 5 we got x, right? Left over. And then 540 divided by 5, x equals 108. So 9 pizzas, how much will it cost? It will cost $108. 4. 6 stuffed peppers cost $36. So 6 peppers is $36. 12 peppers. Okay. 12 peppers. How much? How many dollars? How much would that cost? Right. That's what we want to try and find. So, if you want to cross multiply, you can cross multiply. But this one again, I think it's, you can see it. 6 times 2 is 70. It's 12. So 36. We're going to multiply it by 2, right? Whatever. We multiply the top by, we multiply the bottom, we get 72. And that's our answer. So that one is easy, right? Number 5, they're asking us 3 over 4 is equal to 15 over 20. Is that true? True or false? Well, let's see it. What's the relationship here? 3 times 5 is 15, and this one is 4 times 5 is 20. So this one, it is, it is proportional because both top and bottom were multiplied by the same factor. So this one is true. 6, 2 over 5 and 30 over 20. Is that, are they equal? Are the ratios equal? So, well, let's check. 2 times 15 is 30. What about here? It's 5 times 4. Right? They are different. Right? They're different. So this and this, they are different. So this one is false. We're going for 7. Number 7, we have 3 to 4. 3 over 4 equals 6 over 8. Is that true or false? Well, times 2. Times 2. Is that the same, right? Times 2 and then times 2. 3 times 2. So 6 over 8 is 3 over 4. So if you have a calculator and you simplify, right? And you divide this by 2, you get 3. Divide this by 2, you get 4. Look, they're the same. So 3/4 and 6/8 is the same. So this one is true. Number 8. 10 glasses. It's $40. How much is 20 glasses? Okay. So you can put an X over here and you can cross multiply, or actually this one is nice and easy, right? So I'll look side to side. Look, 10 times 2 is 20, right? So over here would be 40 times 2, which is going to give us 80. Okay. 1 second, please. Okay, that's that, number 8. What is going on? Give me a second. So we did number 8. Let's do number 9. Okay, so 80 girls and boys are going to the movies. The ratio, this is like the first problem we did. The ratio of girls to boys is 62. How many girls are there? Okay, so let's do this one. So we have 6 girls and 2 boys. And when we have only those 2 groups, we have a total, 8 total. Right? So over here, I'm going to write 6 girls, 2 boys, and total. So when we take 80 students to the school, to the movies, right? 80. But when there's a total of 80, what is how many girls and how many? Okay, so I wrote this wrong. So that should actually be just girls and boys. Right? So what's the relationship here? Times 10. So this is going to be times 10, and this is going to be times 10. 6 times 10 is 60. 2 times 10 is 20. So when you have 80 people going to the movies, 60 will be girls and 20 will be boys. Okay. Number 10. One second, guys. Um, 8 miles. Oh, again, the same problem. 8 miles, 6 kilometers. And I guess you can practice. So over here we set up a proportion, and here we're going to write miles in kilometers. So now the question says here 28 miles, right? So let's write 28 miles over here. I'm going to write x. Let's cross multiply this one. So 8 times x is 8x. And 6 times 28 is 168. 168. Now what are we going to do? We're going to divide by 8. Divide by 8. This is going to go away because it simplifies to 1. And x equals 168 divided by 8 equals 21. Okay, so that's the first question. Second question, again, 8 miles, 6 kilometers. We're going to write miles here and kilometers at the bottom. But the second question is 42 kilometers. So let's over here put 42. So you can cross multiply if you want, or you can do this. Times 7. Times 7. So 8 times 7 is 56. So our answer is 56 miles. $11. 10 burgers is $60. 15 burgers is how much, right? So this one we can cross multiply. And let me put an x over here. So 10 times x is 10x. 60 times 15 is 900. Then we divide by 10, x equals 90. So our answer, 15 burgers, how much is going to be? $90. 2 apples cost $20. That's one expensive apple. 5 apples, how much? Right, so this one will definitely cross multiply. X times 2 is 2x. 20 times 5 is 100. Divide by 2, x equals 50. 4 to 3, let's write it as a fraction, is 4 to 3 equal to 25 to 45. True or false? Well, ugh. Oh. What about here? 3 times 15 is 45. If they're the same, then 4 times 15 should be 25. Is 4 times 15 equal to 25? No. 4 times 15 equal to 60. So this one is not correct. So this one is false. It is not a proportion. Number 14. We got 8 plates. That equals to $48. $48. What about 20 plates? How much does it cost? I'll put an X, right? So we can cross multiply here. 8 times X is 8X. 48 times 20 is 960. Divide by 8, divide by 8. That simplifies to 1. And 960 divided by 8 equals 120. So 20 plates is $120. 15. Do we have a lot more? No, not that much. 15. 35 girls and boys go for a walk. The ratio is 5 to 2. So 5 girls, 2 boys. This one we need a total. Sometimes you don't need it. This one, there's 7 in total. Right now. But when we change the total to 35, how many girls and how many boys will we see? Well, this one is easy. Look, 7 times 5, so this will be times 5, and this will be times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 2 times 5 is 10. Look, 25 plus 10 is 35, so there's our answer. $16. 6 miles is about 9 kilometers. So we put miles over here, kilometers over here. But what about 54 miles? So we put 54 over here. You can cross multiply. You don't actually this one you don't have to. Right? So it's what 6 times 9 is 54. So over here it's going to be times 9 as well. So 9 times 9 is 81. And there's our answer. So you got to choose. Sometimes you can cross multiply. Sometimes you can find a relationship. So 6 miles, again, 9 kilometers, right? Start with this. And then now they're asking us, what about 12 kilometers? So let's put 12 over here. This one I'm going to cross multiply. So 9x, right? 9 times x is 9x. 6 times 12 is 72. We're going to divide by 9, divide by 9. This is going to disappear because it simplifies to 1, and x equals 8. 6 pastries cost $30. 4 pastries, how much will it cost? We can put an x here. Now, we're going to cross multiply again. 6 times x, 6x. 30 times 4 is 120. Divide by 6, divide by 6. This simplifies to 1. X equals 20. So 4 pastries is going to be $20. Pretty repetitive, no? Sorry. No, that's just repetitive. Let's do 18. We're almost there. Again, this one we're going to do it differently. So we want to know how many boys, right? So this is a part to total ratio. We'll think about that. So we have 6 boys. When we have 6 boys, what is the total? Well, the total is going to be 8 total. So over here, I'm going to put boys and total. So now the total is 40, right? So when that total changes to 40, how many boys do we have? That's the question. So again, this one is nice enough that we can find the relationship. If you want to cross multiply, you can cross multiply. 8 times 5 is 40. So here, it's going to be times 5. And 6 times 5 is 30. So when there's 40 in total, 30 will be boys. Elvis divided his money in the ratio of 2 to 6 between Eric and Sean. Eric got the small amount of 420. How much did Sean receive? So the ratio between Eric got $2 for every $6 that Sean got. So over here, I'm going to write Eric. I'm going to write Sean. So if Eric got 420, so this is what Eric got. So that goes over here. How much did Sean got? You can cross multiply, or you can find the relationship. So let's cross multiply. 2 times x is 2x. 420 times 6 is 2,520. And divide by 2. Divide by 2. X equals 1,260. So when Eric got $420, Sean received $1,260. 7 bowls is $21. If you buy 15 bowls, how much money will you spend? Now, is there a relationship? 7 times something is 15? Not really, right? So let's cross multiply. 7 times x is 7x. 15 times 21 is 315. Now we are going to divide by 7. Divide by 7. 7 divided by 7 is 1. And then we have 315 divided by 7, which equals to 45. So 15 bowls is $45. A little repetitive, but I think it's just for you to get used to it. Okay? Please put it on Google Classroom.